Now, let's try this again. Now, let's try this again. Let's try all of this again. Because now, we have really, really done a number in. We have really done a number in today. We're going to get this thing back to where it need to be. We going back for take 2. I don't know what they thought this was. I don't know what they thought this was. We back in the building. We're going to have to do this thing all over again. But we don't mind. We don't mind. We don't mind. We don't mind. Because that thing was real ugly. That thing was real ugly. But we going to get it back popping. Because this ain't what we do. We don't quit. We don't give up. We don't back down. And we don't shut it down. Know what they thought this was. They thought we were some punks. It's okay. We ain't no punks. We are not no punks. Everybody coming back in the building, come on in. Have a seat. Get back comfortable. Because what guy said? The party ain't over. The party ain't over. You know what I'm saying? If you're old enough to know who said that. Dun, 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 dun. Omega Red is back in the building. This one right here. What else we got? Cameron Justice. Cameron Justice. Dan Lanning. Oh, yeah, we back. Don't let them get it twisted for you, Miss Jeanette. They thought they were running us away. We don't run away. We get this thing cracking. No, we don't even need that. We need to change that up. We don't even want to do that. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Y'all feel it. Y'all feel it. I got my phone turned down. I didn't turn my Twitch on this time. We let that Twitch live where it lay. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. We not doing that at all. No. We not doing going back with the Twitch activity. We gonna let that sleeping dog lie. We ain't even messing with it. Put the book of the face back up. Get that back popping. You know what I'm saying? Let's get everybody back in here. This thing back like it should be. I don't know what the freak that was. It's kind of weird. Do I use Kick? Yeah, I got Kick also, Lisa. I just ain't. I need to pop all of them on at one time. Just go on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. I need to pop them all off at one time. Facebook, Twitch, you know. I need to pop them all off. I should. But you know, Lisa, I've been on YouTube and Twitch. I was on Twitch before it was Twitch. I was on Twitch when it was Justin TV. Most of y'all don't even know that Twitch wasn't Twitch before it was Twitch. Twitch used to be Justin TV. And then a few little Asian dudes got together and bought Justin TV and turned it into Twitch. And Twitch got outrageously big. And then Amazon bought Twitch. You know. And when Kick came in, yeah, Twitch used to be Justin TV. Twitch was it was just a site that us gamers used just to stream our games, because back then you couldn't stream on YouTube. And we were all making YouTube videos, but we wanted to play the game and build our audience at the same time. So we all went to Justin TV. And when Twitch bought Justin TV to get all the YouTubers onto Justin TV, Twitch came to me, cut me a super duper check, and said, bring all the YouTubers you got. And I had about 5,000. And they went to Machinima, cut them a super duper check, and told them to bring all the YouTubers you got. And they had about 20,000. And you know, Twitch TV was born. That first check I got from Twitch, when Twitch wanted me to bring all my YouTubers over, put me all the way over the top. That was 2012, something like that. Yeah, y'all don't know my YouTube history. I'm one of the originals from a long time ago. You see that up there on my name on that top left corner that says part of the Yaush Network. That's my company. That was my YouTube company. I was a big brand back in the day. I just went back to work because I felt like it. But enough of my YouTube history. Let's get back into the business at hand, because the business need to be handled, because we was interrupted by whatever that was. So let's get started. We got to give a shout out to those of you who are back in the building. Appreciate you coming by to watch. But while you're here, do us a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and do not forget to leave your comments in the comment section. Turn your post notification bell on so you'll know when your boy is going live or dropping his heat. We usually go live. Now it's becoming a daily occurrence. We sit down, break bread, talk, have a family conversation, because we all family up in here. We gonna beef. We all not gonna agree, but we gonna make it right. We're gonna do what we do. But we cannot start a show without shouting out our beautiful ladies, the CU aunties. So if you see the CU aunties in the chat, or if you see them in the comment section, make sure you do us a solid and respect them, because those are my ladies. And if you disrespect my ladies, we gonna have a problem. That's all I'm saying. You get out here in these YouTube streets acting up, but in the real streets, it'll get real funky. So make sure you say hi and holler at them. Don't be bad. You know what I'm talking about. Do I still play? Yeah, David, I still play. I play every day. I got my Call of Duty on right now. I was playing the Battlefield beta before I started the stream. I'm a gamer, dog. You see this behind me? Them video games, that ain't nothing. You ought to see what's over here. You ought to see what's upstairs. I got plenty of these around the house because I'm a homebody. I stay in the house. I keep all the things I like to do in the house. So long as I'm comfortable being at home, I'm good. I ain't got to go outside. My bar's fully stocked. My fridge got food in it. We do what we do. I don't leave the house until it's time for me to go to work. I still drive my truck. I own a trucking company, so when I get out, I'm going to drive my truck. And I usually make one trip a night. It's usually up to Dallas or down to Houston, and I'm back at home. I don't work long hours. I'm out 6-7 hours a night, and I'm back at home. Just like last night, I left going to Houston at 1 o'clock. 5:30, I was walking back through my front door. So keep my life simple. It is what it is. But that ain't what y'all here for. Y'all don't want to hear the story of snacks. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and I forgot to post on my Instagram that we was about to go live. So, your boy got to post up. Shakira know about that. If y'all ain't following my Instagram, go ahead and do that. Follow the Instagram. Your boy got to put the pic up that we about to do the doggone thing. Y'all get to see me do it. Y'all get to see me do it. Hold on. Let's get it up there. Let's get it up there. Oh, we finna do it. We finna do it. You know what I'm saying? We getting it popping. Oh, we posting up on the gram and on the Facebook. We live on the book too. We live on the gram. We live on the book. We not live on Twitch no more because they be acting goofy. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I really ain't got my streaming set up like it was, but looks like I'm gonna have to switch to some other stuff. Clyde is back. The birthday boy is back in the building. You know what I'm saying? But let's get started with what we here to do. You know what I'm saying? this Dillion Gabriel activity from yesterday was crazy. You know, Dillion had a good day yesterday. We not gonna say his day was bad. It was okay. Started out great. Started out balling. I mean, just balling out of control. And the Saints are playing right now. And if y'all following the Saints Twitter or anybody that's connected to the Saints, they gonna eat Tyler Show alive, because as y'all know, everybody in here know Tyler Shook was drafted before Shedeur in the second round by the New Orleans Saints. And he just putting out bad play after bad play right now. And they playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, which, you know, that's another CU, a couple of CU players on there, Travis Hunter and them. And them, we got to say, and them, because it's like 4 of them over there. So, you know, y'all make sure y'all keeping up with that, what's going on over there. We need to put that on the screen. But yesterday, Dillion Gabriel had a very good game, except for that interception and that fumble. You know, it was a good outing for what they set him up for. They set him up to be cautious and to protect him. But when it comes to the regular season, they won't be able to protect Dillion Gabriel from what will happen. When you get into the live fire games, you have to be able to withstand the pressure that's going to come at you. And yesterday, what I saw from Dillion Gabriel was a guy that went into freeze mode after he took his first lick. You know, he was sacked on the first play from scrimmage, right? So once that play started, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a long day for Dillion. And it wasn't. It wasn't. He got himself together after that first sack. And he started moving the ball. He started making completions. He started doing what you expected a quarterback to do, even though they were playing cautious, because all of those plays in the first half were scripted. They were nothing. There was the plays that they had went over the days before, and they say, when we come out, we're going to run these plays just like this, in this order. We don't care what the defense shows us. This is what we're going to run. And that's what they did. And, you know, in that scripted activity, Dillion Gabriel looked great. He looked great. He completed 4 for 6 on that first drive. They got 3. 4 for 4 on the second drive. They got a touchdown. Come out next time, he threw a pick. Once that pick was thrown, he was kind of shaky. And then in between that pick and that fumble was a sack. And after that sack, I told y'all was in here. We was watching together. That sack did it for Dillion Gabriel. I told y'all he ate Dillion Gabriel up. It hurt. He swallowed that man whole. And after that, I think Dillion Gabriel kind of was like, I don't know if I want to do this, coach. His feet was a little rattled. He was a little nervous in the pocket, you know. And even after that sack, he still led the team down to kick across the 50 to kick a field goal to go into halftime. But we did not see Dillion Gabriel after halftime. And that was it. Who in here talking about prime equity? Boots on the ground in the hood for real. Y'all selling prime equity shirts, huh? I hope y'all give Money Man a piece of them proceeds, because that was his idea. You know, since he's the originator. It's just a concept. It ain't real. It's not a part of Shedeur's contract or none of that. So if y'all selling prime equity products, why don't y'all find Money Man on YouTube and slide him a little something? You know what I'm talking about? They help a brother out. He ain't $2 a shirt or something. You know. That's how we do our people. If Dillion is scared, then he needs to pursue another career. But anyway, back to Dillion. But I want to know from Kevin Stefanski, why wasn't Dillion playing the third quarter yesterday? I know why he wasn't playing. He was scared. After that sack, Dillion was paranoid. He was all over the place. He was all over the pocket. He wasn't comfortable. His balls were short. They was to the ground. Throat dry. Balls short, to the ground. And the balls he threw across the middle were hospital balls. He was getting them tight ends ate up. He threw two of them back to back. Threw a tight end and a wide receiver. The tight end almost didn't get up. He thought about it. And then he said, I might need to get up off this ground before I don't make this team. But yesterday they played Dillion safe. He didn't run the same offense that Shedeur ran. They ran the ball a lot yesterday. A lot. I mean, a lot. And so Dillion was mainly only throwing on third downs. Now, after that sack, and after those scripted plays was over with, it was over with. He was rattled. He was inconsistent. And when you got him out the pocket, he's not accurate and he's uncomfortable. And Dillion can't throw on the run. Every play, every throw that he made yesterday was inside the pocket. Those were the best throws he threw. Anything outside the pocket, anything on the move, anything scrambling, anything off schedule, anything where he had to be creative, it didn't work. It wasn't any good. Dillon Gabriel was set up to succeed yesterday, and you can't be mad at that. But Kevin Stefanski didn't put Dillion in an uncomfortable position. He didn't let him throw the ball once they crossed the 20 into the red zone. All run plays. Because we all know that is Dillon's weakest area in the red zone. Because he is so small, because he can't see over the line, and the doggone field shrinks inside the 20. It's just that simple. Now, we can look at these plays. We can look at these plays. We can look at these plays and see all of these plays, all of these completions will be from inside the pocket where he's comfortable at. All his incompletions and all the bad throws were outside of the pocket. Even on that screen he threw yesterday, he couldn't complete it because he had to throw it over the lineman. He had to throw it over the lineman to where the running back could get it. This right here, that's the pick. Give me that. Anything outside of the pocket, Dillion Gabriel is not good at. And I don't know how you fix that, except for a bunch of scramble drills. And that's going to take a year or so to get to where he is absolutely accurate on those balls. But as of right now, Dillion Gabriel is good inside of the pocket. But outside the pocket, nah, I wouldn't even worry about it. I wouldn't even do it. That play right there. And that's all they did yesterday. And people say I'm crazy because I said he was dinking and dunking the ball down the field. He was. He was dinking and dunking the ball down the field. He wasn't throwing a lot of balls past 10 yards. He threw like maybe 2. Everything was run after the catch. See, and none of those hospital balls are on there. You know, which should have been on there, but you know. But you know, we gotta hit y'all with this one time, just so y'all can feel it. You know what I'm saying? So you can feel it. Dillion Gabriel is what we call almost there. But he's height restricted, which limits the things that he can do in a real football game. And people say, well, Kyler Murray can do it. Yeah, Kyler Murray can do it because Kyler Murray can move in the pocket and escape any trouble that's coming his way. And he can move in the pocket to find his passing lanes. And they don't do a lot of things under center. He does a lot of things in the shotgun to where he doesn't have to take those steps back to get clearance from the offensive line. So in shotgun, he's already back far enough where he can see over the offensive line. Dillion is a good player. He's an okay quarterback. He's just height restricted. And he's left-handed. And I don't know why he threw that pick yesterday. Because that pick was to his strong side. That was a pick. That was a rollout to your left, which is your strong side. That was the exact same play that Shedeur scored his touchdown on. The exact same play. What'd you say, Clyde? Jason Whitlock is still talking about Shedeur. He has time, but he has not experienced. Man, I don't even know. I don't even deal with Jason Whitlock and his mess no more, for real, dog. Because Jason Whitlock is the epitome of a person that hates himself. He hates the skin that he's in. You know what I'm saying? If Jason Whitlock hates being black, he hates anybody that's black, especially if you're black and you're successful. Jason Whitlock don't like you. And that's who Jason Whitlock is as a person. It's just that simple. That's why I don't even bother with Whitlock stuff anymore. Y'all know I used to beat him up, but I don't even do that. Just like I don't even bother with JB stuff no more, because he just as fake as the rest of them. You know, I don't even get over there into that pile of mess no more. It's not worth it. We'll let them say they fake comments and they fake outrage. You know, we let them hate. But in the end, they get a few minutes to shine. You know, Jason Whitlock got to keep up his thing just so he can eat, because he got to stay over there on his side. because he can't come back over here. We don't like him. So the only way he can survive and stay in the game is staying over there. Other than that, if he quit making content, he done for. And his content is starting to decrease. People are tired of hearing the same old tropes, the same old lies, the same old thing. So his audience is dying down until they breed a new group of haters that hate black people and like to listen to the stupidness of somebody hating a person just because of who they are. You know, it's pointless to even dig into Whitlock and his garbage. It's pointless to dig into JB and his hating of the Sanders family. Well, we got new haters. We got new haters. We gotta let the new haters get their turn in. We got new haters. We gotta let new haters have fun, you know. And we see the new haters. We see the new reporter haters like Mary Kay Cabot and Tony Grossi. And it's another one. What's that man name? He be on work for Yahoo. And he come on 92.3 The Fan a lot. But he a hater too. You know, the same, what's his name? Dude that said Lamar Jackson needs to be a wide receiver when he was in the NFL draft. Him. He a hater too. You know, so yeah, him. Grill. Yeah, him. Yeah, him. Not Beapolian. There was Grill. Albert Breer. Albert Breer is a true hater. Albert Breer is a hater of haters. Oh, y'all didn't know Albert Breer said Lamar Jackson needed to be a wide receiver. He wasn't going to be a good quarterback. Yeah, him. He a hater. He is a true hater. If you hold on, let me find. We gonna see y'all finna get me off into this tangent. Hold on. We finna go right into. I'm finna show y'all some. Let me pull it up. I gotta put it up on my YouTube first, cause I don't remember the channel that it was on, but I watched it. I saw it. I didn't watch it. I gotta find the channel that it was on, and then we'll talk about it. We'll dissect that one before we get into what's his face? Where is it at? Right here. The Sports Hub. Hold on, let me find it. And we'll go through that. We'll go through that real quick. And we'll go through them haters and do what we do. Where you at? Here we go. Oh, we found the haters. We found the haters, and I'm finna show y'all what I'm talking about. I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. We got them. Let's try it. We got them. Now let's try it. Hold on. Now I gotta share screen. What you say, Clyde? Snacks here in Chicago, they are now saying we should have drafted Jalen Daniels And some Chicagoans want Shedeur. If you know football, you clearly see that 12. Look at him playing like a franchise quarterback. Clyde, everybody wants Shedeur now. I'm just saying. Everybody wants Shedeur now. I'm finna share this Albert Brill stuff with y'all. Let me put it up here on this screen. Let me put it up here on this screen so we can see it. Where we're gonna get it up and then we're gonna talk about it. Y'all ready? Let's go.
I've seen Cleveland twice.
Okay. But Fred, we were talking about Shedeur Sanders off the air. He has some interesting information. First of all, it's impossible to like this kid. I mean, he shows up at his first start with the guy with the boombox and the staff.
Well, let's talk about that. Is he was that serious? Is he being serious, or was he kind of poking fun at the whole thing?
I don't know. I mean, there's so much around him that is staged, and like there are cameras everywhere. And I brought up.
See, hater point number one. There's so much around him that is staged. It's not staged. That's just life. It just look good. So you think it's staged. He just a good quarterback. So you think it's staged. He know a lot of superstars. So you think it's staged. No, that's just everyday life for them. That's what I'm saying. I used to have a lot of people tell me, Snacks, you be showing off. How? I went out to do something, and I was in my truck, my Cadillac, my Escalade. And I had the family with me. And they was ready to go. We was out doing some things, and they was ready to go. So we all jumped in the Escalade and came to the house. Dropped them off. I'm going back. So when I go back, I don't go back in the Escalade. I go back in the Benz, the two-seater, the drop top. It's a pretty day outside. I let the top down. I changed clothes because I had been out there sweating. You know, I took a shower, put clothes back on, and went back out to the park to the party. But now I'm by myself. I don't have my family. I don't have my kids. So why'd I need my big ass truck? But one of the people out there said, look, man, why you change cars? Why you change clothes? You come out here trying to show off what you got. No, my situation changed. And I ain't got to show off because this is already mine. I didn't go rent this car. I didn't go buy new clothes. We was out at the activity. You saw us. So I took my family home. I changed clothes. I switched cars. But you call that showing out. It's showing out for you because you can't do it or you don't have it. But it's regular life for me. It's just like them. The things that they do, it might seem like flexing to you. It might seem like showing out to a different group of people. But this is their everyday life. This is what they do. It seems like them being flashy and them stunting on you because you can't do it. And it's just that simple. They ain't balling. They just living. Rich people live different than average everyday people. They know a different class of people. They wear a different set of clothes. They buy different shoes. They jewelry different. They shades different. They shoes different. Everything about their lifestyle is different because they got a whole lot of money and we don't. They can do things different. They can fly private. You know, they can have drivers. They got to have security when they go places. You know, their lifestyle is different. Albert Brook can go where he want to go. Ain't nobody gonna bother him. Nobody know him. He can do what he want to do. But let's listen.
Like, I know the cameras are there for real,
So
but like his entrance into that game, like it
The
almost
entrance
thinks
music
that
was, I mean, like,
was he goofing on like the media, like because he had a guy with a staff, like a big stick, like a Lord of the Rings or whatever crap, like the Hobbit.
Yeah.
Like he had a big, like I guess the Hobbit, right? Like he had a
Yeah.
big staff. Well, I guess it's the same thing.
Gandalf. Big
Yeah, like a
staff.
Gandalf staff.
Yes.
John would know.
Thank you.
Yeah. He played Dungeons and Dragons, but it almost seemed to me like he was kidding around, but I don't know. Because
Do you
I don't want to
think
be the guy making fun of him when
And
he's
then he's
actively
like-
trying to get people to make fun of him.
And
Like
I
the
do
joke's
think
on us.
There's maybe like an element of like trolling everybody with all of this, but with him, but I don't know. It's just, I was telling you the story about Tony Grossi.
Tell this story. There's a
How see if you just done your research. This is what I hate about people who just get on the internet and have big audiences and who want to talk about topics but don't have the right information. They just go to talking about stuff and don't know what they're talking about. But if you were informed, you would have known that that wasn't an entourage. That wasn't just the big stick. That was his teammates, and that stick symbolized something. If you would have just known that, if you would have just so-called did your job, because when you go to radio stations and places of that nature, that you talk to other people about Cleveland and about what you reported on while you were there, what you have seen, what you have heard. So if you're going to go talk about things, then have the right information. Know what you're talking about. And if you know something dynamic has happened around Shedeur that day, that week, or that time, go ahead and read about it, write it, and learn about it. But it's already videos up on it. Monday morning, Tuesday morning, there were videos up on why that cornerback had that staff, had that stick, or what was the significance of it. But haters gonna be haters, dog.
So
there's a video, Fred, of him arguing with a writer.
do you know who Tony Grossi is, Fred?
No.
Okay, so Tony Grossi is
Oh, I did see the video of him,
Yeah.
but was he joking in that?
Well, hold on.
So Tony Grossi, for those who don't know, has covered the Browns since like Marty Schottenheimer was the coach. So he's been around forever, and he's been critical of Shedeur. And there's a video that got out there on social media that has Tony Grossi and Shedeur Sanders going back and forth, which, by the way, like, I really appreciate, as a reporter, I appreciate that. I would much rather have a player or a coach or an executive come up and get pissed with me and tell me they're not happy with me than not know and have them act weird to me for like a couple of years. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that's a healthy thing when a reporter and a player, someone you cover, whatever, like, have that sort of interaction.
So Shedeur
So my
approaches
first thought was, when Shedeur did that, I was like, good. I'm like, that's like a good thing for a player to do. Like, now Shedeur and Tony can get past that, and like, that's the best way to solve the problem. And then I looked at when you're on Twitter and then somebody else reposts a video, and then you look at, there's like the little tag at the bottom, and then you can kind of click through, and so then I click through, and then on the second video there's a credit, and it's at Well Off Media, which is Dillion Jr.
Oh.
So this whole confrontation, which like seemed like came off as being very organic,
See, this is what I'm talking about. Haters.
he actually made sure that the camera was there capturing the whole thing, which cheapened, I mean, ruined all.
But you have to give me a little credit for noticing that and asking the question if that was.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This is a reporter speaking on something that happened publicly, that Tony Grossi has said himself that he approached Shedeur. He approached Shedeur and wanted to talk to Shedeur. He wanted to ask him another question. See, this is what I'm talking about. And it's people like this, people that have these types of platforms. Now, how many people have watched this video? Only 4,000 people have watched this video. But you can't be on the internet as a reporter, someone who is supposed to know these things, but he's on the radio. So that radio show probably reaches millions of people, because if they're a radio show and they're broadcasting live on YouTube, that's a big radio station. So the people that are listening to them, and he's not explaining that Tony Grossi approached Shedeur and Shedeur just said what he said, he's making it like they set Tony up, that it was a setup to get a reaction out of Tony and get it clipped out. It had nothing to do with that. Bucky was there recording the press conference, and Tony approached Shedeur after the press conference. And that's how all that took place. It had nothing to do with that. You know, when Tony Grossi himself said, I approached Shedeur, I called him over to me because I wanted to ask him another question. Shedeur didn't seek out Tony Grossi. Tony Grossi went looking for Shedeur. Tony Grossi said it out of his own mouth. Hold on, bruh. I ain't got to tell you what I already know, and I ain't got to tell you what's already been recorded, because you know who got it? You know who got that Tony Grossi said that? Me. We ain't got to argue about it. You ain't got to tell me what happened. I know exactly what happened, and I can show it to you. I can tell you exactly what happened. You think I'm playing? People do what they want to do, bruh. But listen, here you go.
Created the conversation. After he got off the podium and was walking to the locker room, I was behind him and I not shouted, as it called his name for him to stop. I wanted to ask him one more question. So he didn't come directly to me.
Okay.
I actually came to him first. And we're both laughing at the end. Now, somebody asked me, well, what did I say to make him laugh? And to be honest with you, I'm trying to recollect that. And I know I said, you know, he started saying, why do you hate me? You know, and my response to him was, listen, I do say positive. I've read positive things about you. And I said, listen, this is your big night. I mean, congrats, you had a big night. So I don't know what precipitated the laughter. I can't recall. Okay. But that's where it ended. Okay. And I really believe that. He had a triumphant night.
See, that's why cameras are needed. That's why Bucky is everywhere. That's why somebody is always recording. Because in between all of this, somebody gonna tell a lie and try to make somebody out to be a bad guy for no reason. See, that was Monday morning after it had happened. There was no reason for a reporter of Albert Breer's status, who covers Cleveland as thick as he does, for him to tell that lie. Okay, we talk sports. That ain't what happened. Tony don't know. He wasn't there. It had nothing to do with Tony Grossi. He can't tell us what happened. You the only one that can tell us what happened. See, y'all need to stop, dog. You can't change the narrative. That's what happened because the person it happened to said that's what happened. How you gonna call him a lie? How you gonna tell the person? Listen, this man said that ain't what happened. That's what happened, dog. He said it. He did it. It is what happened. Now let's get back to Albert Breer and his line behind. See, because this is a major reporter who works for Yahoo.
Staged. I when you mentioned this just now, I said, was he being serious? I don't think he was being serious.
All of it's staged, I think.
Yeah, which is it's a very meta concept.
Is that a good
going,
thing or a bad thing?
This is the point I made on Tebow. This is the point I made on Kaepernick. This is the point I make on all of them. For better or worse,
you threw a white guy in there.
NFL teams, no, for better or worse.
So he's equal opportunity. This isn't about young black
Good
quarterbacks.
for you, Bert. No, but for better or worse. But I think it applies with those guys.
No,
why
right.
they don't why sometimes the opportunities for them stop coming is because for better or worse, coaches, teams want the backup quarterback to blend in them with the furniture. They don't want a backup quarterback who's a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want a backup quarterback who every time their starter fumbles a snap or throws an interception, the cameras are panning over to him. Like, they don't want that. And so, like, when you ask, is that a bad thing? At that position, it can be. Because,
well, just in general, most coaches don't want a player who's a reality star,
right,
who's going to make drama for anything.
Well, no, but there's some level of it being worth it too, right? Like, you have to be good enough to justify everything that comes along with you. If you're the best player on the team, go nuts. You can have as many camera crews as you want, right? The team's going to put up with it.
And guess what team is putting up with it? The Cleveland Browns. Because you know what the Cleveland Browns did after they realized what type of audience Shedeur had, after they realized that Hard Knocks is on with another team and they can't get Hard Knocks. You know what the Cleveland Browns did? They created their own show. They went and created their own show to broadcast to their fan base, and Shedeur is going to be in every episode because they know Shedeur has a large fan base. I'm not saying that's not smart of them. That's very smart of them. I would have done it from day one. Shedeur would have been my focus when he came in the gate, because they already record everything. They just turned it into a documentary, but they only decided to do that after rookie minicamp and after voluntary OTAs, when they took that 3 or 4 week break and went back home. Somebody got real smart, and somebody went to the owner and said, hey, you know what we should do? And I really don't think they didn't think about it until after training camp had started, because all the footage they used up until the first game was footage we had already seen. Only thing they had new were the players sitting in the chairs giving their commentary, doing their voiceovers. Every other piece of footage they showed was new except for the footage inside of the building of them having meetings and things of that nature. But they record those too. Somebody recently thought of all this and they just started stemming the footage together. They just went to grabbing it. Got them some good editors because they already got a video crew and all that stuff on staff. They just probably outsourced it and hired some people and said, hey, go through this footage and create me something. Trust me, I've made a lot of shows. I've helped create a lot of footage. I've helped create a lot of shows. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I've created a few shows, even on the Youse channel. I've helped create a lot of that footage. A lot of them shows that are on the Youse network are all my creations. The weekly shows. I spent a lot of money. I went to Chicago and hired actors and went through the whole process. Had some people write a script and put out a whole season worth of footage of shows. And that's all they did. They just outsourced it, took all the footage that they had already and said, here, take this, make something. They went and got Joe Thomas. I need you to do the voiceover. Got the players together. I need y'all to talk about y'all experience being quarterbacks. We're going to ask y'all 4 or 5 questions and boom, I need y'all to answer these questions. Then they laid it over all the footage they had taped together, put together, pieced together, and boom, show. But if it wasn't for Shedeur being on this team, Cleveland wouldn't have a show. Shedeur told y'all, if you don't want somebody that's going to change your culture, that's going to change your fan base, don't draft me. Told y'all, we've done it before. We've done it in Jackson. We did it in Colorado. So what makes you think that I can't come to your franchise and do the exact same thing? He wasn't lying. Those are facts. Those are things you can't dispute because you see it. We watched them do it. And he's in Cleveland doing the same thing. But this time, he's fighting against the ownership and the head coaches and the GM. Because they got one guy that they recruited or drafted in front of him that they want him to succeed so they don't look like the idiots that they are for drafting him first. If it wasn't for Shedeur, the Cleveland Browns would be in the back of the class like they normally are and nobody would be talking about them. But with Shedeur here, the Cleveland Browns lead Sports Center, they lead Get Up, they lead First Take, they lead First Things First, and every other Fox show they got. Because of one player. No, you don't have to roll out the red carpet. You don't have to treat Shedeur like he's special. But you don't have to treat him like he's a 5th round pick when you know he ain't. You don't have to treat him like he don't matter because you know he do. He's the reason for your glow up. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to say that. They don't want him to be that. They want to act like they've been here before. You ain't been here before. You just getting here. Baker Mayfield was good. He had a fan base, but he didn't have this. Johnny Manziel was okay. He had a fan base, but he didn't have this. Nobody brought what Shedeur brought with him. Shedeur's fan base is bigger than Cleveland's entire fan base altogether as an organization. Shedeur by himself has a bigger fan base than the Cleveland Browns organization. And all he is doing is shedding light and opening doors and bringing in more money. And instead of embracing it, y'all want to treat him like he ain't nothing. Y'all want to treat him like he don't matter. Y'all want to treat him like he is not good, when we know he's the best quarterback you got in your room. Sure, put Joe Flacco out there out of respect. We don't mind. We want him to go play 3-4 games off the top. But you know what it is. Invest your time and your money into 12, because that's your future. That's how you gonna eat. That's how you gonna stay relevant. That's how you gonna keep people coming back. But Cleveland gonna screw it up, just like they did that last quarterback that's in Tampa Bay, cooking. Johnny Manziel was an idiot. He messed his own football career up. I don't even know why they drafted him. I would have never drafted him. He was all right for college football, but he wasn't prepared for the pros, and he never wanted to be a pro player. The things he got away with in college, there was no way he was going to get away with them in the pros. But hold on. Let's go back to finish cooking Albert Brill. We ain't done.
If you're the 40th guy in the roster, there's going to be a lot less tolerance for it.
He's
That's
not
just the
even.
reality
That's the
of it.
thing. Sanders is not even that. He's fourth on the depth chart, right?
Right.
All right. So what? So I know why Sanders is as popular as he is, and I'm not an idiot. I understand that. And
Y'all don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know, do your thing.
look, he won the draft. I mean, that was fascinating, his fall through the draft. What I am interested in, though, is why is there this protection of him in the media? What is it about specifically him that makes people feel like they have to overly defend him? Because
Loyalty
the
to
concept of a black quarterback is not novel anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even 20 years ago, as crazy as it sounds, there would be some point to like that's comment. But now, I mean, I can't do a head count, but I would imagine half the quarterbacks in the NFL are black. Half the starting quarterbacks in the NFL are black. So the number one pick in the draft was black, and he was but
so what? Y'all act like this stuff still ain't new. This is new. This is new. The last three number one picks were black quarterbacks. But this is still a new concept. We are just now getting to the point where we got 15 black starting quarterbacks in the league. This is true. And this is still new. And they acting like that in Cleveland right now, trying to make Shedeur out to be one of those novel black quarterbacks who's not smart enough, who can't process fast enough, who can't pick up the offense fast enough, who can't read the defense, who can't shift the offensive line for protection. But damn it, when he got out on the field, did it look like he had a problem with any of that? But the guy that you said that could process that information, that was better than he was, that was doing everything better than he was in practice, was the only one that screwed up, was the only one that threw an interception, was the only one who had to call a timeout because he couldn't get everybody lined up on time. That wasn't Shedeur Sanders, the one you said had a problem. That was the one that you said could process everything. That was the one you said that was 10 times better than Shedeur at doing this job. But he didn't look better than the guy you said. He didn't play better than the guy you said. But that's what I'm talking about. That's where we at with Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we got black quarterbacks in the league. But this is all still nuance. It's all still new. We just not getting here. Our first black quarterback won a Super Bowl in 1997, Doug Williams, for the Washington Redskins. That man was 40 years old. You know how many black quarterbacks have won Super Bowls? Not many, 3. And Patrick Mahomes 4 times. He's still just one person. Huh? Y'all hear me now? With a league that's 85% black, and we ain't got a lot of black quarterbacks that won the Super Bowl, you tell me why. We ain't finna get into that, but let's go.
Button up kid. I mean, from what you say, that his whole getting to Miami was a bit of a circus.
We got a super chat. See no stacks with the 499 super chat. Salute to you, Big Snacks. Here from seeing you on G Bush show and Shedeur's 2.2 mile few preseason game most of the decade. You damn right. Shedeur had over 2 million people come watch him last Friday. The most people to ever view a preseason game in over 10 years. Damn sure the most people that ever viewed the Cleveland Brown preseason game because they suck forever. So, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, man, you're right. And let me see that view. Let me see that view count yesterday. Let me see that view count from yesterday, from the game, and tell me what them numbers look like after halftime. Oh, because we watched. Because we wanted to see all them lies you was telling about Dillion Gabriel. But soon as Dillion Gabriel was out the game, we was gone because we didn't care no more. We didn't even care no more. It was a wrap for us. But let's get back to stupid.
So what is it about? Point to like that's comment, but now, I mean, I can't do a head count, but I would imagine half the quarterbacks in the NFL are black, half the starting quarterbacks in the NFL are black. So the number 1 pick in the draft was black, and he was no, button-up kid. I mean, from what you say, that his whole getting to Miami was a bit of a circus. So what is it about Shedeur that makes people protective of him?
So you're talking about the ex-players, right?
I'm just talking, which is a big chunk of the media, but it becomes like
here's what it is. When I used to walk into locker rooms with an NFL Network Mike Flagg, and my colleague was Deion Sanders, I would do interviews with players, and I cannot tell you how many times I would walk away from an interview, and they would say to me, "Tell Prime I said what's up."
And that is why he don't like Shedeur. We didn't even got to say no more. Did y'all hear what he just said? Did you just hear what the man just said? Now we know why. There is your why right there. I'm going to play it back for y'all. Hold on. Y'all ready? Pay attention. Listen.
Shedeur that makes people protective of him.
So you're talking about the ex-players, right?
I'm just talking, which is a big chunk of the media, but it becomes like
here's what it is. When I used to walk into locker rooms with an NFL Network Mike Flagg, and my colleague was Deion Sanders, I would do interviews with players, and I cannot tell you how many times I would walk away from an interview, and they would say to me, "Tell Prime I said what's up."
It's been a tough.
And they would say to him, "Tell Prime I said what's up." So now we know why you don't like his son. It's freaking obvious. We all know now why you don't like Shedeur. Because you work with his daddy. And them people didn't care nothing about you. They want to talk Deion, dog. I told y'all. I've been told y'all. back in the 90s when I was that boy, when I was in them circles, when I was in them scrizzies, and I was in the streets. I used to be in some of them circles Dillion them used to run in. I used to hang in some of them places back in Atlanta. I used to be in some of them parties. Even when Prime owned Prime 21, that was my favorite place to hang out. I get me a BIB booth, give me a couple of bottles, and I'm chilling because I'm a no-nonsense type of dude. I'm not flashy. I don't hang out. I don't want nobody to know me. The first time I saw Deion Sanders, y'all know where I was? I was sitting in Magic City, eating me a plate. Deion Sanders, MC Hammer, and a couple other people walk in the door. Me and my homies sitting at a back table. I'm waiting on some people. And Prime and Hammer and a couple other people walked through the door. I stood up. I spoke. They spoke. I sat down and ate. They did whatever they were doing. Didn't pay them people no attention. Because sometimes you just don't bother people because they trying to get away from the crowd. Wasn't no crowd in there. Magic wasn't even popping like that. Dillion, the reason Magic City popping right now. But that's the reason he don't like Shedeur. Let's get back to the stupidity.
He is iconic in that community beyond what, beyond, like, he was a great player.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
He's
top 5 players of all time, in my opinion.
Right. Like probably maybe the best player who
Top
ever
10.
played, maybe maybe the best player who ever played his position. Right.
Probably is the best cornerback.
But like why he's an icon among players is because of how he elevated and changed kind of the celebrity of the player, how a player could carry himself. Like football has always been very militaristic and player 1 needs to look like player 53 and all that different stuff, right? And Dillion was the one who sort of changed the dynamic for pro football players. And I think because of that and that huge impact he has, he's iconic in a way that goes beyond just how great he was on the field. And so I think he's held in that regard and has always been held in that regard by players.
Even with the rap career that was so bad, objectively bad.
But like the opportunity, like in all seriousness though, and just the fact that he took a swing at doing that, I think they respect him for it. You know what I mean?
And he was also friends with MC Hammer, which does not. I mean, MC Hammer was pretty lame, and not even during the "You Can't Touch This."
Boy, that man just called MC Hammer lame. He don't know who Stanley Burroughs was for real. Well, you run up on MC Hammer out there in them streets, you gonna get your whole head tore up. Hammer was no joke. Hammer was a true gangster, and people don't even know that. Hammer was a G for real. Y'all playing. But see, when you don't understand the culture, when you got questions, instead of making assumptions, you should ask somebody. I tell all my white friends that, hey, if you don't understand something, before you assume something, and we out here in these streets, and somebody jump on you, because if I'm with you and they jump on you, I ain't gonna be able to ask why. I gotta throw hands because you came with me. That means I'm with you. I tell all my white homeboys when we go out and we go into one of them areas, because they love to be around the culture. They love to hang out with us. I tell them now, don't go ahead and say nothing stupid. Don't go ahead and say nothing flip. Before you say something crazy, think about it. Don't make it close. Don't make it where people can't understand you. Just don't do it. Because they ain't going to talk to you about it. They're going to hit you in your mouth. Because you're disrespectful. Just don't do it. And people like that, You need to ask some questions, or you need to go hang out, or you need to get you some black friends, some cool ones that you can hang out with. See, because I got friends of all races. I'm a military brat. I'm a military guy. So my friends are everywhere with everything. All different colors, races, creeds, religions, all of that. So it don't matter who you are to me. It matters to me what type of person you are. I don't care about your color. I don't care about your race. I don't care nothing about none of that. I don't care about your religion, none of that. What type of person are you? That's what matters to me. Because I done been around this world 5 different times. I don't care nothing about none of that. I done dated women from all around this globe. All different races and creeds and religion and all that. I dated Muslim women. I dated Catholic women. I dated a Russian woman. I dated a woman from Yugoslavia. I dated a woman from China. I dated a Korean lady. I dated a Japanese girl. You know, I didn't dated women from Ghana. I didn't dated women from Ethiopia. I didn't dated women from everywhere. I don't care what you look like. Well, I care. If you're a woman, I care. If I'm gonna date you, then I care. You know, but to me, what type of person are you? Because your color to me has never mattered. I got friends from everywhere. I got friends from everywhere, all over this world. I got friends that actually live all over this world. I got friends in Spain. I got friends in Yugoslavia. I got friends in Africa. I got friends in Europe. I ain't got no Russian friends. I don't know. I got friends in Egypt. I got a partner over there in Israel right now, chilling. He probably in the stream watching. I got people from everywhere. It's you that matters to me. Your personality. And as y'all see, that everybody that come into this stream, only thing I ask you to do is be respectful. You can troll, you can do all the crazy stuff, just don't be disrespectful. Because once you be disrespectful, once you get racist, once you get out of line, then we got to get you up out of here. Because if you don't know, being black is the best thing ever. We control, we run everything. Whatever we like, everybody else like. If we don't like it, it ain't worth nothing. All this culture around this world is ours. The music, the food, everything in this country is ours. Of course, people from other cultures like their own food and their own thing, but everything in United States, that's us. And you can't argue with me about that. You can't argue with me about that. We put this together. They follow our lead. Whatever we do, we determine what's cool around here. That's why I keep telling them stop buying all that bullshit. Stop buying all that Louis, Gucci, Fendi, Prada. Buying all that stuff. But let's get back.
It's the too legit to quit period.
Oh, that was the thing. Yeah.
I mean, Jerry Glanville was in that as well, if you recall, the too legit to quit video.
Yes.
That Atlanta Falcons
Jerry
team,
Glanville.
That's right.
very big with MC Hammer. I mean, he was into some lame stuff. Let's be honest, but maybe that doesn't resonate as much as it does with me.
But I think that's what it is. Like there is I would just say I have had, because of some of the stuff that I've said, and this is not even opinion stuff. This is like reporting on why he's fourth in the depth chart. I've had text exchanges that have been pretty heated with some pretty prominent ex-players that are very defensive of Shedeur because of loyalty to Dion. You know, but I think that there's a very strong loyalty to Dion.
You've made that clear. I just don't understand why they would get upset though. Like you would.
Wait a minute. What the hell you mean you don't understand why they would get upset? Everybody is upset. It ain't just people that are friends with Dillion. It's people that don't even know Dillion. People that even played with Dillion. People that weren't even in the league. People that play baseball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, bowlers. Hell, people that play pickleball with me are mad. Random ass people. I got a Mexican dude told me the other day, look here, Snacks, man. What we doing? Why they still treating Shedeur like this? You don't understand why they mad, because everybody in the world knew that man wasn't a 5th round pick. Everybody in the world saw what the NFL did to him. Everybody in the world knows that Shedeur is better than every quarterback in that room. And you still asking why they mad? Y'all are mad. We just want y'all to do right. What is wrong with y'all? We know what they did. We saw it with our own eyes. So everybody, every analyst that analyzes quarterbacks in football that said Shedeur was the first or the second best quarterback in this draft, but instead Jackson Dart, Tyler Show, Jalen Miro, and what's that other boy name that got drafted before him? There's one more. All them got drafted before Shedeur Sanders. And then he got drafted in the 5th round. And you gonna tell me the world, everybody mad. Everybody knows what the NFL did was wrong. That's why everybody mad. Everybody see what Cleveland Brown is trying to do. They trying to control the narrative, but this you cannot control. Yes, Cleveland has a very strong, loyal fan base. But you know what they're going to find out? When it's time to push Shedeur in the game, and they don't push Shedeur in the game, and they tell y'all, we not coming to the game until y'all put Shedeur in the game, and then the stadium starts being empty. And them seats ain't as full as you used to them being, because Cleveland Browns pretty much sell out almost every home game, even though they suck for the last 100 years. But when them fans start to revolt, and Jimmy Haslam's seats ain't being filled, and their parking lot ain't full, and them old ass hot dogs still ain't been sold, then you gonna change your mind. Because the people see what they see, and we know what's real. And when you don't give the people what they want, oh, they'll stay at home. Oh, we ain't going to the game. Shedeur ain't playing. What we showing up for? We've been watching losing seasons. We might well watch them at home on TV for free. My partner, I told this story last week. My partner bought his preseason tickets to the Cleveland Browns Charlotte game before everybody found out Shedeur was going to be quarterback. He just wanted a good experience. He wanted to take his boys to the game, because the school was finna start back and they wanted to do something, because on Sundays, he don't like to do that. That's his family day. They'll stay at home and watch. He paid $12 and some change for each one of his tickets he got. And the day after it was announced that Shedeur was starting, that man called me and said, Snacks, these same tickets I got are now going for $258. And he paid $12 and some change for them tickets. All of a sudden, Shedeur starting, and they're going for $12. Jimmy Haslam don't get Shedeur Sanders that starting job, that stadium gonna get real empty around game 5 when they come back from London. The stadium seats gonna start getting real empty because we not waiting till next year or to the end of the season for the Shedeur Sanders to be the starting quarterback when we know he the best quarterback you got in the building. And if y'all think them tickets went up, parking went up, food went up, everything went up, and they still almost sold the stadium out. 71,000 people out of 75,000 in attendance. And you telling me Shedeur don't move the needle? You crazy. You better get out of here with that. Come on, man. Let's go back to this bull crap. Hold on, we got another super chat. C-Note Stacks for the $4.99 super chat. He meant to say how plantation in the NFL is and how they don't like confident, flashy, outspoken black men like his dad and Shedeur. It's the sad truth. Hey man, they don't like people like us. I'm telling you, they don't. It ain't good.
You could be loyal to Dion and not, which is a great analyst, by the way, someone who's blindly loyal to someone's dad. But if you can be in your own comments blindly loyal to someone, I just don't understand why they would have an issue with you. They, like, if you're reporting on the player, why they would how do they justify reaching out
because
to you?
It's become, because like, and this is the other place where it's become like Tebow and Kaepernick. It's like you're either on one side or you're not, or the other. Like it just feels like this is one of those topics where there's like a dividing line.
How do they couch it though if they don't just come out and say, I'm a friend of Deion Sanders? How do they couch like the criticism? Like, what is the reasoning?
You're wrong. There's no way. Like, he was a much better player than that at Colorado. Like, it's like one of the things that I've said that, I mean, this is a logical thing, but he was way behind when he showed up. And I said this before the draft. You guys remember this? Like,
oh, come on. He was finna tell another lie. I was finna let him get it out too. Come on, we gotta hit his lie.
when they sat down and met with Shedeur, and I said it on this show, and this is part of the problem. I can't find anybody who thinks he's a first round pick. I didn't put him in my first round mock. And I got
Did y'all just hear that? That man said he couldn't find anybody who thought he was a first round pick. But everybody was saying he was a first round pick. He must have didn't talk to Mel Kiper, Todd Mache, people like that. He ain't talk to them people. Because those are the two major draft dudes. Mel Kiper, Todd Mache. Kiper had him 5 out of all players. McShay had him 20 out of all players. So how was he not a first round? See, people like this. The NFL invited him to Green Bay, but we already knew Prime wasn't going to Green Bay. Prime said at the beginning of the season last year that they wasn't going to Green Bay for the draft. Only reason Travis went because Travis wanted the experience. The draft party was always something they was going to do, but Travis wanted to be in Green Bay to take those pictures, to hold his name up so they would get it. He wanted that experience. This man just said he couldn't find nobody. So they were saying it on blogs, on ESPN, on Fox, on all the radio shows. I can go pull it up. It was just the week of the draft. that everybody decided, that the owners decided, man, let me finish these people with these lies, because they just need to stop.
Got like, slaughtered in certain corners for that.
But can I just ask you
yeah.
again, what was the justification? Because they can't say I'm friends with Dillion. Was it like you have a beef with him because he's famous? Was it you have a beef with him because he's black?
No.
Was it because he's a high profile black athlete? Like, how did they couch it?
It is like, so my reporting on it says, like, from a football know-how standpoint, he's not where he needs to be to run a first-team offense in a practice. And
y'all listening to what I'm listening to. See, this is stuff I be watching, so y'all don't have to do this. I'm gonna just give it to you. See, him. How does he report what he don't know? Him, Mary Kay, Tony Grossi, all of them have been telling this same lie, that he was so far behind, but magically, he got in the game on live TV and made not one mistake. Magically. He just magically seemed to know all the offense, know all the audibles, know how to shift the line, know how to read a defense, know how to get people lined up, just throw for 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumble. Magically, he knew the offense. Because the week before he started, they were still saying the same thing. He's still so far behind. He gonna have to catch up with Dillion Gabriel. But magically, he just happened to be good on Friday. Not that, hold on, damn it. Not that Dillion Gabriel shouldn't have been good. You know, not that Dillion Gabriel didn't had 160 tries minimum, because a lot of these throws haven't been counted, minimum to be good. More than anybody else in practice, more than your starting quarterback, Joe Flacco. You done had more reps than. But you barely throwing over 50%. Barely throwing over 50%. That's like 50, 87, 60. That's like probably 52, 51%. That's barely. But Shedeur had a 70% clip. And he has remained at a 70% clip. All the way through college until now. He has remained with a 70% clip. But you telling me he far behind. If he was so far behind, how many mistakes should Shedeur have made last Friday when he was in the game? Because he wasn't giving the same easy ass plays that Dillion Gabriel was giving on yesterday. Dillion Gabriel offense was vanilla as hell. But see, it's people like that, dog. It's them. That's why y'all gotta I tell y'all all the time, watch where you get your information from. Because these people out here are bad for your health. They snakes. They ain't no good. Come on, let's finish this.
The simple logic of it is that everybody looks at it like, well, why don't you give him a shot? Well, there are 10 other guys in that huddle who are looking to prepare to do their job
Yeah.
and get ready for a season. And if you do not have a quarterback in that huddle with those other 10 guys who can function the offense at a high enough level, you are keeping those guys from doing their work to get ready for the season. And that's often
These same 10 guys been losing since they've been in Cleveland. So what you talking about, Willis? Why do people keep trying to make us believe that Shedeur is an idiot? Because that's all they trying to say. Shedeur is an idiot. He a black man. He not smart enough to run a quarterback. He not smart enough to be quarterback. The same man that said Lamar Jackson need to be a wide receiver. Y'all don't think Myles Garrett about to knock Kevin Stefanski out if Shedeur Sanders don't start real soon? Oh, it's going to be a problem in that locker room. Go ahead and try to put Dillion Gabriel in there and see what happens. Y'all gave Myles Garrett $40 million. He going to say what the hell he want to say. Now act up. Let's finish this stupidness.
times why young quarterbacks who are behind cannot get first team. Like you functionally can't put them in the huddle. So I said that. And for obvious, like there are guys like, no. Like Shedeur's way beyond. I'm like, look, like I'm not, this isn't my opinion.
I
This
know.
is something that's
That's
based
the
on
thing.
like,
I don't understand why they would get upset at you for passing on information that you have found out.
Because it's not information that he found out. These are assumptions. These ain't shit that Browns are telling them. Now, it might be for Mary Kay. But Albert Breer, ain't nobody telling him this shit unless Mary Kay telling him this shit. And if Kevin Stefanski and them feeding him that shit, they feeding him wrong information to feed the fan base so they don't start screaming for Shedeur because they know better. But long as you keep showing them practice clips. See, I keep telling y'all, they was trying to hide him for so long. They was trying to hide him for so long. If not for God, if not for little baby Jesus daddy. And Dillion Gabriel got hurt. And Kenny Pickett got hurt. We still wouldn't have seen him. Because they wasn't going to let him play the first game. They was going to try to hide him as long as they could. But now the cat out the bag. We done seen him. And then we seen his counterpart. And now we got something to judge him on. So come all this week. I hope y'all ready. Because Cleveland going to feel it. That radio station going to light them up. ESPN and Fox gonna light him up, except for Rob Parker hating ass. He gonna be out there like Dillion Gabriel was the greatest quarterback ever. But haters gonna hate, so we gonna let them have their fun. But now they can't hide him. Now everybody that's seen it. Y'all been giving Dillion Gabriel reps with the ones forever. Dillion Gabriel been getting reps with the ones since OTAs. I told y'all they was trying to hide him. They was trying to get Dillion Gabriel to that point to when he finally got on TV, he wasn't going to look so bad. Because we've been seeing him throwing these interceptions all in practice. No, all of Dillion Gabriel's interceptions are not counted on that stat sheet. It's what we've been telling you. So the same thing Dillion Gabriel was been doing in practice, he did it on TV. He did it in the game, in live action. You are who you are. And Shedeur has showed you who he is all the way through college until now. He's accurate, he's poised, he's on time, he can't be frustrated. He don't panic. And Dillion Gabriel is the complete opposite. They tried to make it easy as shit for Dillion Gabriel yesterday. It didn't work. And then when you get into real live action, it really ain't gonna work. Let's finish this.
That's the thing.
Right.
It's not like you made all this up.
And
This
why
isn't
would
your
they?
opinion that
I
came
mean,
out of
my
thin
thought,
air?
my thought is like, and I've always been friendly with Dion, but like my thought is that maybe it's possible that like Dion has seen these narratives out there that are truths and has maybe fired back on it with some of these people. And
Okay.
you know, like that's my thought. My thought on it is probably that, you know, oh well, that's not fair to the kid that you're saying he's behind. It's not true. And it also, and like to be fair, like lots of kids come.
How is it not fair to the kid he's behind? What do you mean? When you sitting up here trying to tell the world that that man is stupid and Coach Prime is sitting over there quiet, he ain't saying nothing. Because y'all know, soon as he filed one tweet, it's going to go nuts. The first complaint he filed, the internet going to shut down. But y'all keep on playing with him. But he ain't going to put his child's job at risk because he see what y'all do. People are complaining because we see the evil that y'all are trying to do to this man. It ain't just a few of us that are complaining. It ain't just a few people that have seen it. Everybody seen it. Everybody complaining. You weren't trying to tell us to don't believe our lying eyes. We supposed to believe what you tell us. Not that we see this man out here playing good football. But he too dumb to understand the offense, to call the terminology, to read a defense, to slide the protection. When he been doing it since high school. The best two quarterbacks that y'all say that ever played in the NFL, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, worked with Shedeur. The best two. The GOAT and the GOAT B. GOAT A, GOAT B. And Jeff Blake, the black GOAT. Because Jeff Blake was fire when he was in the NFL. But these are the people that y'all say are the best. And they worked with him. They helped train him how to pass the ball, how to stand, how to read defenses, how to react, what to look for when you see this, and this, how to recognize quarters, how to recognize man, how to recognize them weak ass cover threes y'all trying to throw, how to recognize the robber, how to find the mic. They told him that. But y'all supposed to want us to believe that he trash and Dillion Gabriel better than him. When we see it at every turn. Are we serious right now? What we doing? Chill out, devil.
Come from college and are a little bit behind because the systems they're in aren't perfect translations to what you do in the NFL. So it is possible too that the people at Colorado take personal offense to the idea that Shedeur was a little bit behind coming into the pros.
They must forgot where Kevin Stefanski got his offense from. See what I'm saying? They keep trying to throw this stuff up with him coming from college. They must have forgot where Kevin Stefanski got his offense. They must have forgot who Kevin Stefanski worked for when Kevin Stefanski was a running back coach, when Kevin Stefanski was a wide receiver coach. They must forgot about that. They must have forgot who the offensive coordinator is at Colorado. Kevin Stefanski worked for that guy. Kevin Stefanski mirrored his offense off of that guy. That's what I'm saying. So the same offense that he ran in college, he wasn't ready for in the pros. That's what I'm telling y'all. He was far beyond what they thought he was. They just assumed he wasn't ready. And then when he got there, he just showed, he called Pat Sherman. He said, hey, this offense look like ours. He said, oh yeah, because that's mine. He got that from me. That's my offense. You should be very familiar with this. Learning this offense should be easy for you. The terminology different. The call outs a little different, but you can handle that. But other than that, that's my offense. That is not your head coach's offense. He took my offense and changed it up a little bit. So yes, Shedeur Sanders is running Pat Sherman's offense. He's running the same thing he ran in college. It's just the terminology a little different. The plays might be tweaked up and moved around to the Z over here, the X over here, the Y here, put the slot right here, and we do it like this. And we gonna run 22 offense. We ain't gonna run the 10, we gonna run the 12. Today, all that's different, but it's the same. You should figure this out real easy. That's why when Shedeur come out to practice and he balling and he throwing plays and he making passes and they like, damn, how he know he's supposed to be right there? Because it's the same offense he ran last year, dumb. This ain't nothing new. This wasn't hard to learn. We just had to figure out these new words. So when you keep telling me he's far behind, I keep telling you a lie. And I don't believe you, and you can't make me believe it. And when he got out on that field, he showed you exactly what y'all was telling was a lie. He ain't nowhere near behind. Everybody else got to catch up because this offense new to y'all. I've been running this. That's why they didn't want y'all to see it. That's why Dillion Gabriel been getting all the reps with the ones. Because Dillion Gabriel needed to catch up. He needed to get better. He needed to go out here and prove it and don't make no mistakes because we need to keep Shedeur under lock and key. But damn it, Dillion Gabriel, you couldn't do your job. And now everybody gonna want Shedeur because they didn't already see. Just that simple. Dillion Gabriel ain't even seen the first team defense yet. At least Shedeur seen one. Dillion Gabriel had first team offensive players, had first team wide receivers. And while we talking about college, let's talk about Dillion Gabriel. Y'all know, I'm gonna give y'all some more fighting material. Let me give y'all some more fighting material. Because y'all gonna get this. And all of us, they tell us this all the time. Shedeur played for his daddy. Shedeur ain't never had to compete for a starting job in his life, especially in college. There wasn't no competition. But guess who else didn't have to compete for any starting job in their entire career? That one, Dillion Gabriel. He left UCL. He was a starter there. His offensive coordinator went to Oklahoma. Who went to Oklahoma and got the starting job? Caleb Williams went to UCS, went to USC. Dillion Gabriel, boom, Oklahoma. Starter. Finished out at Oklahoma. Dillion Gabriel transfers to Oregon. He transferred for the money, and he transferred because it was going to be competition coming in at Oklahoma. He went to Oregon because he was going to get the money, and guess what else he wasn't going to have to do? He wasn't going to have to compete for a starting job. Because you know why? They had a starting quarterback that had just transferred from UCLA, who was a 5-star quarterback, who had already set out a year, who will start this year. But you know what they did? They had him sit out. Because why? Because Dillion Gabriel was transferred in. And once again, Dillion Gabriel didn't have to compete for a starting job. So now, when they tell you Shedeur ain't never had to compete for nothing, y'all go ahead and tell them Dillion ain't either. And them is facts. Oh, I got them for days. Let's go.
I think that's a definite. I don't think that's a possibility.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But if it's the truth, it's the truth. So
yeah, it just is. I don't understand really why. I mean, I understand Dion was very popular. I mean, I saw him walk into rooms, and there would be a press conference, and Dion would just walk up to the dais and just walk up the players like he wasn't. Nothing held him back, and the players were excited. I mean, he would go up with an NFL microphone, like while a player was talking to the media, and just like walk past the media and like right up to the guy, and they were happy for him to do it. It just there's just this. It's been since before the draft. This like if you're not on the side of Shedeur Sanders, and what do I know about Shedeur Sanders? So this doesn't even involve me. I don't have a feeling either way. I'm just going by what people like you say because you talk to the coaches. There's this idea that if you're doing something wrong, not football wrong, like morally wrong, like you're on the wrong side of history, not football history, like social history. If you're not like Deion Sanders' kid, and it's like he's some, like a Jackie Robinson person that is, breaking through. I mean, the kids had every advantage. His dad coached him in college. I mean,
oh, here come that conversation. What I tell you, that conversation always pop up.
He's a silver spoon kid. I don't understand why this is the player that you're dying behind. I mean,
think about this. He never had to win a starting job in college.
Need I say more? Need I say more? I should just cut the video off right there and just shut the whole screen down. Need I say more? Need I say more? It never fails. It's in every conversation. It's in every conversation. No matter who you talk to about Shedeur, they will always say he played for his daddy. He never had to earn it. He was given every opportunity. He didn't have to battle for it. Y'all don't know who his daddy is. They don't know who his father is. This man, if you can't play, you're not playing, child or not. It's too easy, man. The talking points haven't changed on Shedeur Sanders since he's walked into Jackson State University. They hated him down there too. He with his daddy. He can't be that good. Y'all don't know how much football Deion Sanders knows. They don't like his father. Tell you how this works. The people that played with Deion, that didn't like Deion then, that work in the media now, they can't do nothing to Deion. But Shedeur is an easy target. Because he's playing in the NFL. And all of those that report on the NFL get to take a shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just said his dad coached him in
He
college.
never had to win the starting job. Like he was at Jackson State as a freshman. You're the starter. He transfers with his dad to Colorado. He's a starter. Never had to win the starting job in college.
And the thing is that his other kid, Shiloh, that's, wasn't drafted and making it, you find yourself rooting for him.
Well, and
He's like actually enormously
That's what
likable.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Every interview I've seen with him,
Enormously
he's like the
likable.
fourth string defensive back
But-
at Tampa.
but then I bet
he's
you,
fantastic.
I bet you there would be a narrative like you like him because he's not good. Like you like him because he's not strong and good, which I don't think is fair.
It's just amazing because like you look at the everything around him. It's just
Listen, man. People hate this man because Deion is his daddy. And that's it.
serve him better as a pro football player if people would just let him be a 5th round pick.
Sure.
If he could just develop.
Yes.
And he could just focus on football.
But he is.
But this
he's his
isn't-
own worst enemy. I mean,
I don't think
if he wasn't the way he.
How is he his own worst enemy? He ain't did nothing. That's y'all. Y'all are hating on him. Y'all are asking the questions. Why? Why does he get to do this? Why is he doing that? Y'all are hating. Y'all don't know. Shedeur was recruited by damn near every SEC school, every MAC school, half of the Big 12, and 4 teams in the Big 10. Shedeur was a major high school recruit. He was going to go to the school in Florida until his daddy got the job at Jackson. And he said, I'm going with you. He didn't have to go, but he went. And then they went and got Travis to put the icing on the cake. But let's finish this because this almost over.
He is.
No.
I think people, some of them,
No,
would try to allow that to happen.
I don't think it has anything to do with the way he's behaving or anything to do with the way he is, because he never talked at Colorado. No, he wasn't like a big media presence. His dad was, but he certainly wasn't. If you go back in your mind and think of all the times you saw Shedeur Sanders talk before the draft, it's not a lot. Like, I don't recall him doing anything off the field. Like, this all seems to be perpetuated without his.
Going to say it. He ain't going to say it, though. It seems like all y'all just hating because he Deion's son. That's what he just need to say.
First of all, him going into a locker room and that even being filmed by anyone other than him and us knowing about it has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with his dad and everything surrounding him. I don't recall him ever saying anything overly interesting or overly controversial or even behaving in a way that's overly controversial. I'm sure I could dig through interviews.
There were stories about stuff.
Yeah, but nothing like nothing that like blew up. Like everything around him just seems to be a manifestation of his father. And, the position that he plays and the sport that he plays. All right. I mean, I'm sure he said dickish stuff and cocky stuff in college, but he certainly wasn't like Caleb Williams crying in the stands on his mom's lap and stuff.
No.
I mean, not that I saw.
I just remember after the combine, he was spoken to and he had a big smile and said, everything went fine. Those kind of things.
Yeah,
But
but
nothing
how many other
outrageous.
kids did that? I mean, there's other kids that do that. It's just
The funny thing is, like, a lot of people are like, "Well, how could this guy fall in the draft?" And
yeah.
like he was such a good player in college. And then those same people will say, "Well, like, I can't believe they took Dylan Gabriel in the third round." Dylan Gabriel is like the all-time leader in touchdown passes in college football history.
Right.
For the latest from the Sports Hub, download at 98.5 The Sports.
Dylan Gabriel played 6 years of college football. And Shedeur is the most accurate quarterback to ever play college football. So what are we talking about? With a 2-year advantage on Shedeur, and his stats are not that much better than Shedeur. Hold on. So y'all just keep making me do it. Y'all just keep making me do it. I don't know why y'all don't think I ain't got this stuff, man. See, I just be trying to be nice, and hang out and do the little thing, I don't be trying to do too much. But see, Snack, this is why you ain't got no friends. This is why people don't like you. Because you just be doing too much, dog. You go in here and be proving people wrong, and then you go pulling up people's stats and stuff. You got to stop it, dog. This is why people don't be wanting to hang out with you. And it ain't my fault, but it is what it is. I ain't trying to make it this way. I just be trying to do my job. You know what I'm saying? I don't be trying to do too much. What's up, kiddo?
I need an orange or a huddle shirt for practice tomorrow.
I don't be trying to do too much. Okay, we'll check it out. I don't be trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't be trying to do too much. It is 50 games played to his 60 games played. He only 2 years longer than him, 4,000 yards more passing yards than Shedeur. That's just one season. Passing touchdowns is just one season of touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns, Shedeur didn't run that much. Completion percentage, Shedeur owned that. Interceptions, yes, Dylan Gabriel. But you telling me this is better than that. And that's 2 extra years in college playing football. But you trying to tell me Dylan Gabriel is better than Shedeur? Not possible. Watch the tape. Watch the tape. That's all I'm saying. Watch the tape. The tape will tell you everything. The tape will tell you everything. Dylan Gabriel is not better than Shedeur. We saw it yesterday, live against another team. But you keep trying to tell me I'm a lie. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Stop trying to tell me I don't see what I see. Stop trying to tell me my eyes are deceiving me. When we already know. When Shedeur got the ball on Friday at the goal line, he did that. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened when Shedeur got the ball. You know what I'm saying? When Dillion got the ball, when Dillion got the ball and ran the same play Shedeur ran, it didn't turn out that way. Dillion throwing 5-yard hitches, 6-yard slants, 8-yard outs. You know, you just got to get to the sticks. You can't even complete a screen pass. But you trying to tell me this what Dillion did? Same play, roll to your left. You left-handed, throw the ball, Dillion. Uh-oh. He going the other way. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Like I told y'all, I ain't got nothing against Dillion Gabriel. I ain't got nothing against Dillion. He all right. He just ain't better than Shedeur. And it's Cleveland's fault. They put him in this situation. They drafted him. Look at him, my child, my daughter. Say he not a bad quarterback, just got chosen to the wrong organization. Dillion was not a great choice, wrong system. You are so right, baby. You are so right. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, my daughter no ball. She was raised right. She was raised right. Dillion Gabriel is not a good quarterback. Well, he's a good quarterback. He on the wrong team. And Cleveland did this to him. They drafted him, and then they drafted Shedeur. They knew Shedeur was better than him, but they thought they could get away with it. They thought they could hire Shedeur and let the NFL do what it does. You know, this is a meritocracy in the NFL. We go off merit. Best man plays. That's what they keep saying. That's what they keep saying. You know, it is what it is. My daughter is in my chat telling me about this football stuff. Eagles getting John Mechie, getting was for them to get rid of John Dawson or move him to the special team. Yes, baby. Shedeur have to rely on pure football IQ since he don't get many reps, and he still did better. If he was with the ones, he would be on fire. Val, you ain't lying. Val, you are not lying. He didn't have to say what he said. The entertainers and their competitors. What you talking about, this?
Part of it. You know, there's entertainers and there's competitors. And I totally understand that.
That what you talking about? You talking about that, Robert? Oh, you thought I wasn't no point, huh? Y'all thought I wasn't ready. Oh, y'all know I was ready. I come ready. I stay ready. I stay ready. Dillion should have never shoot that shot. I'm gonna tell you like this. Even if he wasn't talking about Shedeur, Dillion Gabriel has had enough media training to know he should have never, ever said that. He sounds just like Dan Lennon. Y'all ain't lying. Talking about this.
Right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. There's a difference. Right? There's a difference. Right? This game ain't gonna be played in Hollywood, it's gonna be played on the grass. Right? It's gonna be played on the grass.
Y'all must think I don't be ready. I be ready. I be ready. They underestimated Shedeur supporters. By and large, we know enough about ball to call them out. Yeah, we some real true ballers, dog. Yeah, Mac, you thought I wasn't ready. You thought I wasn't ready. I wanted to know who told him to say that stupid ish. Ain't no telling Zipper. Oh, he was. LaFrance George, DG, go be out there competing and losing while Shedeur go be out there competing, entertaining and winning. Man, they need to stop. As long as ain't nobody made Shakiri mad, we all right. Marie S. Robert, I agree. I saw the interview live and I was like, hold up, no you didn't. I was wondering if everybody else caught that shade. Yeah, we caught it. We saw it live. You know what's in Hollywood 1. Frothing had the mouth like a rabbit dog. JLD, I thought little Dillion was a supercomputer. Doesn't he know football is entertainment? Look, man, them people were lying to y'all. Miss Jenkins is in that building. I don't think Miles and Joku, Ward, Judy, and Brown gonna say Dillion that front line about to let him feel that rap. Man, Dillion in trouble. They better not start Dillion. She diabolical. Yeah. They better not start Dillion, dog. I don't know what they gonna do, but it's gonna happen. They gonna get hit it. They gonna get hit with it. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Robert, you know I'm in here. I got it. I got it on deck all day. That second sack on Dillion, he sat there like that was the first time he ever felt that. He was in shock. Boy, Vet came in here and told y'all something I ain't never said. Oh, I did say that. After that sack, it was over with for Dillion. He looked like he didn't want to play football no more. I promise y'all, that sack did a number on Dillion. He ain't felt no lick like that. He ain't never been hit like that. See, Shedeur done been sacked 100 times in 2 years. He ain't scared. He ain't worried. See, that lick Dillion felt yesterday, and that was a blindside lick. He wasn't ready for it. I told you he swallowed him whole when he hit him. He folded him up like a lawn chair. He wasn't ready for that. And after that lick, Dillion was done for the day. He was done for the day. Said he might have a problem with Dillion Gabriel. I'm telling y'all, man. Playing that blindside moment with Dillion periphery, man, Dillion, that left tackle, that was a starting left tackle too that lost that. That was a straight rush blitz. That was an all out. He didn't do no swim move. He didn't do nothing. That was a straight speed blitz. And he just beat him around the corner. By the time he got to Dillion Gabriel, he was hungry and he sucked him up whole. That sack had Dillion Gabriel like, hold up now. Dillion got rattled. Yeah. Yeah, he put it on him. What about Dillion Gabriel slide early in the game? Then he was, man, that wasn't no slide. That man had his leg in the air, dog. No, we ain't putting no pause on that game. He sucked him up whole. We ain't putting no pause on that. Took that man down through there like it was all right. Meanwhile, Shedeur was smacking around the Carolina and the kept playing. Ooh. The tackle position go, man, look. That was a starting left tackle. 6'7", 350-something pounds. They got beat on a speed rush. Now, other players going to hit it and going to go even harder. Yeah, man, they put Dillion Gabriel in that game next Saturday. It's going to be a problem. Left tackle said, my bad, Dillion Gabriel. And wink, wink, 12. Oh, my God. Y'all ain't right, dog. Y'all ain't right. Y'all are not right. The Eagle D. Yeah, man, they put it on little Dillion yesterday. I'm telling y'all, that offense, That offense, them veterans got something to say. They already behind Shedeur. And then after that game, and then after they seen Dillion performance, oh yeah, they like, man, we running with old boy over here. You know, we can't run with the little fella. Hey man, look, we've been on here 2 hours and 15 minutes. See, after that first shutdown, we came back and we worked it out. We didn't even stay on topic. This wasn't even what we were supposed to do. We wasn't even supposed to do Albert Brill and his nonsense. We were supposed to do all this other crap. But as usual, we just take where we go. We being guided. Our steps are being guided. Dylan Gabriel would have been the smartest room to be the best teammate and a friend of Shedeur. That's a lifetime of benefits money came by. And no, Dylan Gabriel the enemy now. Dylan Gabriel the enemy now, dog. All right, people. We got to get out of here. I got stuff I got to do. I got to go get with my people. My sons are up and roaming around talking about football stuff for tomorrow. So we got to get on that. My daughter in the chat talking about some crazy crap. But anyway, I appreciate all y'all for coming through, hanging out. Y'all know what to do. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all that other crap. Y'all know how we get down. And y'all know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow, Monday. And what time we show up? At noon on the lunch table. Appreciate y'all for hanging out, being a part of the lunch table with me. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace. Don't mess with my CU1Ts either.